Hey everyone, Steve here. Thanks for stopping by and watching my comedy special, Collect the Bags and Secure the Case. Hey, I hope everybody had a good Christmas and New Year's, bringing in the 2022. I know for myself, I was visiting my mom for Christmas and we had a good time. And I hope you guys had a good time bringing in the new year. Hey, the last time I did my last comedy special was 3 months ago. It was right before Christmas. And if you want to see that one, just go check out the title of it is Steve from the 805. My first comedy special. I just named it Steve from the 805. But hey, like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. We're here on the shortest month of the year, Black History Month. You know, we'll take it. We'll rock it. And we will learn and be better for it. So let's get into it. At the end of this show, we're going to have a little history lesson, Black/American history lesson. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed the show. But my wife got me this hoodie like last Black History Month, and she asked me. She said, "Steve, how come you don't wear the hoodie? You know, you've only worn it like maybe a couple times all year." And I said, "Well, babe, you know, I mean, it's obvious. I mean, I am black. I mean, it's just, I'm a little conflicted about the hoodie, you know. It's like, it's just, I haven't worked out in a while, you know. I'm the strong part, you know. It's just like, I want to represent, you know. So I tease her about it. I'm like, babe, I got to work out if I want to represent it right. I got to represent it right, babe. I got to represent it right." But no, in all seriousness, I know the importance of Black history, and you know, we want to keep learning and keep striving, and I want to bring all the knowledge, prestige to my daughter as far as knowing her history and all that. But I just tease my wife about it. But you know, it is what it is. But if you guys don't know, I am an apparel designer. I didn't design this, but I am an apparel designer. I do have my own online store where I design t-shirts and I sell gifts and whatnot. So at the end of the show, I will give you that link and you can check out my store. But on that note, I do like to design clothing that kind of tells people about maybe something that they don't know about you. And so on that note, don't laugh at that gut. Don't laugh at that gut. I'm working on it. But yeah, this is one of the shirts I designed. It's called Baller on a Budget. And one of the shirts I kind of like. It kind of tells people a little bit about me, that hey, I like to play ball and brothers on a budget. And but this shirt has gotten me in trouble. This shirt, I'm not gonna lie, has gotten me in trouble, and I will tell you all about it. But this MLK Day, which just was like what, a month ago, my wife, you know, she wanted to barbecue, so she said, hey, you know, our cupboards were pretty bare, and you know, my money was funny, so she gave me her debit card. Hey, babe, go get some groceries. Let's barbecue, you know, pick up some steaks and let's queue it up and, you know, celebrate. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. So, you know, most of the time I do the grocery shopping and in the house, so you know, it wasn't a thing for me. But the first thing I need to do was I need to get water. So I had some change in the car. I went and got water, filled up the water jugs, and then I went to the grocery store. So in front of the grocery store, there's, you know, I don't know if the guy was homeless or what. This is a black guy. He looked like he was kind of having hard times. But I kind of felt bad because I didn't have any change to give him. But I gave him a nod and said, hey man, you know, hang in there, you know, give him some positive energy. And he gave me a nod and whatnot. So I didn't think nothing of it. So I go in there, you know, at this point of the year, still mask mandate. So I have my mask on, and you know, first aisles of food are like fruits and vegetables. I'm grabbing bananas and cucumbers and mushrooms and that kind of thing. But I was just about to go in the next aisle and where the tomatoes were, and this lady's like coughing and hacking, and I mean, she has a mask, but it ain't doing nothing because she's sneezing and coughing and touching everything. So first thing I did was say to myself, well, we won't be getting any tomatoes today because I am not going in that aisle, because I am not trying to catch COVID. So scratch that off the list. So I continue my shopping, I made it over to the eggs area where the eggs are. Oh, and at this point, I just passed, got the steaks, big old slab of steaks, cost probably close to $30, you know. So I got the steaks, you know. I'm like looking forward to barbecuing, but made it over to the egg aisle, and the eggs are like slammed, like gone. 0 eggs in there except for the expensive ones. Only eggs that were in there were the ones that cost like $5 a dozen. So I stopped one of the workers. I said, hey, you know, can you check the back and see if there's any more eggs, you know? I let, you know, maybe there's some back there, or maybe tell me when there's gonna put some more out. And she was nice. She said, sure. So she goes back there and checks for me. And I guess I was kind of, you know, I was looking in the glass of the eggs, and I kind of was speaking out loud to myself. I said, wow, you know, $5 for a carton of eggs. I mean, wow, man, how can people survive, you know, if you're not making that much money, you know? I guess one of the workers heard me, and he's like, yeah, man, this is crazy, you know? You know, nobody can survive on, you know, with all these high prices and stuff. And I know a couple of the guys, so, you know, before I knew it, I had like 4 or 5 guys around me. We're talking about economy and food prices, and they look like they about to start striking here pretty soon, as we're all like just talking about life and whatnot. But it was all good. The lady came back and said, hey, you know, they're gonna put some out in about a half an hour. So I went ahead and continued my shopping, got some eggs before I left, checked out, and then I'm walking out with my food. You know, I have a basket full of food, you know, got everything we needed. And ran into the homeless guy again. So the brother's like, you know, he's like, he's like, stands right in front of my cart, and he looks at me, and he's like looking like I disappointed him, like, hey man, like, I thought you were struggling, like, thought you were on the budget like me. And I'm like looking at him like, excuse me man, I'm trying to get to my car, you know. But he's just, I guess he felt like we had a connection. He saw this shirt I had on, and he was just like, I disappointed him or something, man. I'm like, hey man, I'm sorry, I don't have nothing to, you know, no change to give you right now, but I gotta go, you know. So I'm trying to push the cart, and he's standing in my way, and I'm getting a little irritated, and you know, and I'm like, yo man, can you get out of the way please? And I'm like, come on man, I don't have any, I'm sorry, I don't have nothing for you, you know. Meanwhile, this couple white people start looking, and a white lady's like looks over, and she's like taking out her phone. And at this point, I'm getting nervous, like, she calling the police, you know? So I just reached back, because at this point I had moved in front of the cart, like, to, you know, talk to this guy, like, hey, like, man, can you move? And so at this point, I just reached back in the cart. I'm thinking maybe I can just give this guy something, and maybe he'll be on his way. Of course, I grabbed the package of steaks that are $30, and because I just wanted to get out of there. I didn't care. I gave it to him, and he was happy to get that, and he left. And so I hurried up and put the food in my car to get out of there, because I think the lady had called the police. I wasn't sure, but as soon as I drove off and got up the way a couple blocks away, I hear sirens. So I'm like, shoot, man, I don't know what it is about white people, man. When y'all call the police, if y'all mention black people, the police are there in seconds. I mean, it's ridiculous, but I hadn't done nothing wrong. I mean, here I am trying to get out of the situation, and I'm still feeling like a criminal, you know, but I'm punched down, driving, right? And I don't know what it is about wives and mothers. Y'all call at the wrong time. My phone rings, and it's my wife, of course, and I'm sitting here trying to, and hi, hello? What's taking you so long? I said, babe, they didn't have the steaks at the store, that, you know, so I have to go to another store to get the steaks. And, all right, you know, soon. Of course, I had to tell a white lie, because, well, I don't feel like getting into a whole discussion about how a homeless guy, I just gave a homeless guy a slab of steaks, you know, and the cops are there because the lady called because she thought we and him were gonna fight, and it's just, so I went to the ATM, got some money out of my account, got some steaks, and went home. So it was something, man, I tell you. But you know, that's, you know, I never thought a shirt could cause so much trouble. But anyway, so this is one of the shirts I designed, and I tell you, another shirt I designed, I'll tell you about. What inspired me was, you know how people have these slangs like secure the bag and, you know, things like that. I wanted to push that up a notch. You know, I know secure the bag is catchy and all, but when I think of a bag, I think of a bag of groceries or a bag of marbles. You know, if I'm gonna secure a bag of money, it's gonna be in a case. So this is what I designed. You guys are seeing my flabby little stomach there. Secure the case. Hey, let's think big, people. Secure the case. This is one of the shirts I designed. I want to change the game with that slogan. Let's secure the case, people. Hey, you know, let's not cut ourselves short. If we're gonna think big, let's talk big. You know. And I know nowadays there's a lot of job opportunities. You know, if you're working on your resume and you got a gap in your work history, and you calling your friends talking about, hey man, can you I use you as a reference, and maybe you can just act like you're my supervisor for the last year or whatever. You know, shoot, do that 1-page resume and throw that bad boy in a suitcase. Make it seem like that resume is worth $1 million. You walk in there with confidence. Do your little homework on the company. Walk in. It's all about, you know, if you walk in there with confidence, like you own the place, and your suitcases looks just as good as the owners, they gotta hire you. You know, I mean, let's you know, let's stop fooling ourselves. You know, let's do what you got to do to get in there. You know, this is for corporate jobs. I know a lot of people. Some people like to, you know, they're all about starting their own business. That's cool. But some people, they gotta work their way up that ladder. So if you're trying to get that corporate gig, that 9 to 5 or whatever, or even if it's not a 9 to 5, maybe it's just a salary position. Get that suitcase. You know, go in there, get you some nice threads, some decent threads, and go in there like you own the place. That's what it's all about. I hate to say it, but appearance. It's sad that appearances are almost everything nowadays, but it's confidence and appearance. You know, go in there, put your head up, and get that job. So anyway, like I promised you, we're gonna have a history lesson. And did you guys know that the Statue of Liberty, the original Statue of Liberty, was a black woman, and it was given to the United States by France to pay homage to the slaves that were brought here by force. So the slaves that were brought to the U.S., you know, France wanted to give them a gift, and they wanted to give them a statue, and it was a black woman. But the United States rejected it because they did not want to have a black face in the middle of New York Harbor. Not surprising. Sad, but not surprising. But can you imagine what a statement that would have made? We probably would have turned the page by now and been in a lot better place as a country with an inspiration of a black woman as Lady Liberty, and more kids and people would be learning about black history and embracing it. But now we're still at the stage where they're trying to don't want us to vote and trying to change laws and all that. But having said that, I'm going to show you a little clip where a man's going to elaborate more on the history of the Lady Liberty that we have now. He's going to talk a little bit about how the Statue of Liberty that we have now came to be. And at the end of the video, I will have links on my first comedy special and my online store. So I hope you guys enjoyed my special. Thanks for stopping in and supporting me, and I will see you guys in a few more months with another special.
The story was that it was a gift of the French to the slaves, and that the original statue had the picture of a black woman, the original model for it, and it had a distinctly African face. But it was Europeanized because the people in the United States did not want to have a black face sitting up there in the harbor, so they carved it out in France. They had to go back to the drawing board and remodel the face after the what they call the patron saint of Manifest Destiny. So the patron saint of Manifest Destiny, that's her face on the what they call the Statue of Liberty, which was transposed from the African face. In fact, you see the patron saint of Manifest Destiny in the symbol for Columbia Pictures at the beginning of the movies. That's the patron saint of Manifest Destiny.
Click on the link in the description to see the comedy special, Steve from the 805, and to shop at Steve's online store. Go to imgclothing.com.